Hey everybody, it's me, Sara Wiseman. Thanks for watching. We're going to dive into one of the teachings for this week. I try and teach weekly, and then every month we have our monthly channeled forecast for the quality of time that's going on in the collective at that point. I reached out to you guys to ask if anyone wanted to, write comments or write questions, and I've been really enjoying what you've been sending me. And I had a question today that came in, and it really reminded me of places I've been many times and places probably a lot of you have been also. And so I'm not going to read, if you send me a message, I'm never going to reveal who you are. I'm going to paraphrase, but I sort of am going to take that as something that probably, if you're thinking about it, most likely lots and lots of other people on the planet are thinking about it. And this person wrote basically this idea of, why do we have to have soul lessons? And why do we have to go through learning if we know it already as soul? And why is it so hard to get contact with our guides? Why do some people have it so easy and some people just don't? And kind of also, why are some of us what I would call taking care of so many people, and the need is so great. The need is so great all over the planet. And some of us, you might say, the old souls or the empaths or the helpers or the healers, it's just like we're doing triage every single day. And why is this? Why is this? Why is there so much suffering? And I think it's so valid. And what I would suggest, and I also get some comments on, sometimes people will do some of the meditations that I have and they'll be like, nothing happened for me, or I fell asleep. What's that about? And so I think being really, really patient with yourself as you are going through the ups and downs of spiritual practice, it's not like you just, sit quietly in meditation and then you read from your favorite book and then you light incense on your altar and you do some yoga poses and you call it good. Now, I know I probably described some of your practices. You might be like, I'm really happy with that. That's sort of like doing things the light way. You're not really diving into the nitty gritty of what you're actually working on. However, if those things help stabilize you or balance you, use them, but just understand they're just tools. Just like Akashic Records is just a tool. It's a way of thinking about information that comes when we connect in. The guides are truly beings in different dimensions, but they're also just a tool. They're just one way to get there. Nature, which a lot of you guys love, it's just one way. Yoga is one way. Chakras are one way. Crystals are one way. Sound healing is one way. Deep religious practice with traditional religions is one way. Dietary restrictions are one way. But these are not the essence of the practice. These are just tools that help you drop out of your mind and drop out of your concern with the drama and suffering of everyday life. They're tools to get you to understand the different part of yourself, your soul self. Hope this is making sense. So let me just read this from the Gabriel messages. I don't even know that that's an answer to the question because I planned on reading this today anyway, but it's remember what is real. What the world tells you is not real. It is a kind of game that your mind is playing and that everyone else's mind is playing. It is no more real than a child's board game. After the game is finished, the winners and losers have gone home, and the game is put away for next time. The winners go home happy, the losers go home sad, but really it is only a time in the afternoon spent playing a game. A board game, a computer game, a game of pretend, a game of sports, any of the many games children play. They are entertainment, but they are not real. They are moments of entertainment for the mind, ego, personality, but even a child knows a game is only for that moment, only for that time. And then this continues. So you're starting to get this idea like, oh yeah, why are we going through the motions? We're going through the motions so we understand that we're going through the motions. And once we have that understanding, it was just the mind chattering away to itself like, oh, this drama and that person and this struggle and that, betrayal and this, that, like, we start to realize like there's no end to the mind's desire to play the game. And you might think of, in some cases, the mind is like that toxic friend or that toxic person, but it's your own mind. You're like, hey, I'm going to need some boundary from you, mind, because what you're telling me is not working out for me, and actually it's abusive to me. So mind, I can't go there anymore with you. I'm going to step away from that particular game that we've been playing together all these years. Particular game of self-loathing or anger or jealousy or fear or, addiction, whatever you've got going on for you. It's just like, mind, you're not telling me anything of use. You're toxic to me. I've got to let go of this particular game. And when you, mind, me, my mind, ego, personality can come up with a better way, then I'll attend to that. But until that happens, I'm just going to work on this idea of being conscious. And when you're conscious, you realize you are not responsible to fix the whole world. You just got to work your own little corner, and this is all that's possible. It would be nice to think we can uplift and liberate everyone. There are certainly ways in the larger stream of what's happening that we can contribute, but it really does come down to our own work. And everyone has to do this. This is why we're here. When the collective agrees, change happens. If the collective is made up of a whole bunch of people who are uplifted and trying, and a whole bunch of people who aren't, then it's the collective cannot, the collective won't be in agreement, and nothing will shift. And this is what we're in now. We're in this massive state of chaotic drama of nobody agreeing. So we're having to be raised up, lifted up to some new ideas, some letting go of the old mind games. So here they continue. The game does not matter. The desire to play the game can be enormous and insatiable because the mind, ego, personality loves to be busy and loves to be entertained, and especially loves the drama of winning or losing, and especially loves the drama of winning or losing. But when the game is ended and put away, it does not really matter. It is just something that happened, something that was participated in. It does not alter the infinite nature of self. It is an amusement, play, pastime. And I would just add to this part, like, it can be an amusement, play, pastime that's really causes a lot of grief and anger and regret and suffering. We can choose to play those games too. The mind, ego, personality cannot stand to not be involved in the control of everything. When you play the game, you invoke, you create, you follow rules, but really this is just an arrangement of particulate into a certain form, which only holds while you and everyone agree upon the form. You can stop playing the game or put the game away, and the game does not exist, or rather, it does not matter. This is true for everything. The world will deny this. You yourself will deny this until you connect to oneness and know it is true. You yourself will deny this. And isn't that the power of the mind, right? Isn't that the power of the mind to want to be having all the drama? And some of us like pleasant drama. Some of us like pleasant entertainments. And others of us really like the toxic, negative, suffering drama. Like we just really love that. Like, how, like why is that? I don't know. But lots of us like this. And this is why things like, murder shows are so popular, a crime series. Like everyone wants to just like get into the juicy dirt of all the drama. And this is, again, it's a game. It's a game. Now, a lot of you guys who are empaths, healers, intuitives, channels, psychics, practitioners, therapists, counselors, where you're in these professions of helping other people. That's a little tricky line, isn't it? Because the only people we are really here to help or to be responsible for in terms of lifting up and fixing everything are potentially babies and small children who aren't able to make choices for themselves. They don't have that understanding yet. Potentially the very sick or old, people who are dying, people who are very elderly and they don't have capacity anymore, or people who have mental illness and really need some help, or people who have illness, people who really can't care for themselves. And aside from that, we aren't really required to fix anybody or help anybody or lift anyone up. I mean, we can contribute what we have awareness of and hope that it adds to the lifting of the whole, right? But as to going in there and trying to save someone, if they're not in these categories of being completely unable to do anything for themselves. And I'm going to add in our responsibility to marginalized people, racism, genderism, identity, like all of those ways that we marginalize people, classism. We're responsible to be aware of the inequalities and to support understanding that is new and different. But we're not responsible for, say, our friend who's in a really similar, situation to us and really has become overly reliant on our healing or our fixing or our understanding. Or we're not responsible for our partner who may be struggling and really need to do their inner work and not doing their inner work. Or we may not be responsible for a family member, an adult family member who's sort of on the wrong path, or working with addiction or working with some other situation where they're just like, they're going in the wrong direction, and then what can you do? And if we have clients, if you're a person who's got clients, you can't fix them. That's not your job. You're just there to sort of shine a light in the dark corner and go, look, Here's the light. Take a different view. That's the best you can do. That's all you're required to do. And anything more, when we cross that line of over fixing, over helping, over saving, over responsibility, what we're really doing is we're starting to play this game of drama. Drama, attachment to outcome. Only I can fix this person. Only I can help them with their view. Only I know the magical secret of the universe that is going to change everyone. Like, no, it's not true. It's just the mind playing the game. I find it complicated, especially now that we have so much ability to say our knowing in a public way, right? I find it complicated because sometimes that might create the idea, not really for me, because I'm sure nobody really puts me on a pedestal, but a lot of people in these positions, where they've been doing this for a long time and they're really well considered. And and I know that these people have the exact same problems. I have the exact same problems, and the most well-known spiritual teacher has the exact same problems. I don't care how elevated they say they are, or what kind of contact they have with the guides, or how many near-death experiences they have. I don't care if they've been having near-death experiences every day and angels are standing in the room with them. They have the exact same problems. And if they don't say this, it's just a facade. The human condition is, kind of it's sort of all of it, all at once. Anyway, I'm just hoping that you will sort of pay attention to what games your mind is playing and what you can drop out of. Over fixing, over responsibility, over sacrifice, over suffering, over engagement with all of the toxic things that cause all of this. And so again, it's kind of a Buddhist-y thing, you're just letting go of attachment to all the drama and sort of being with what's here. I did want to remark, some of you have asked, where does the music come? That's maybe not on the YouTube, but if you're listening to the podcast version, where is that music from? So that is my husband and my's Martyrs of Sound band with some friends on there, and that's on the website. It's really nice to meditate to, or kind of zone out to. And please check the website. A lot of you don't know, I have so many courses that take you through these specific aspects of psychic development. And they're just $22, and you can just take those, sign up, take it, it comes to your inbox. You just work on it at your pace, and those are super useful for anybody that wants to go further. Psychic development, spiritual development. And again, if all you did was go sit under a tree and meditate and let go of all this attachment in your mind, you would reach the same place as if you did all of my courses or all of someone else's courses or read all these books or go to all these workshops. The training and teaching is a tool that helps a lot of people get there. It's maybe easier than sitting under the tree. But again, the tool is not the essence. Source is the essence. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.